Sir.
Are you going to increase fuel duty, Prime Minister?
To get back to Iran now, because Iran has threatened to destroy US ground forces should President Trump order an invasion. Thousands of Marines have now arrived in the Middle East as the conflict passes the 1 month mark. Here's the latest from Fox News.
The air war is being prosecuted unabated. CENTCOM releasing more video today of the kind of targets they are going after across Iran. Rocket launchers, military manufacturing sites, for instance. And now the USS Tripoli has arrived in the region. On board that ship are some 2,500 Marines who could be the spearhead for any US boots going onto any Iranian ground.
Let's bring in News Corp Europe correspondent and Sky News contributor, of course, Sophie Ellsworth in London. Good to talk to you again, Sophie. Is there much talk in the UK about possible UK involvement? I know Keir Starmer has said it's OK now to use UK airstrips.
Yeah, great to be with you, Chris. Look, Keir Starmer's come under a lot of fire from Donald Trump for not helping out the US when the US asked for help. So he's trying to ease those tensions with President Donald Trump at the moment. But today here in the UK, he is holding meetings with oil company bosses because, like in Australia, there's severe impacts on petrol prices here in the UK. So there's no doubt he remains under intense pressure, not only globally, but also locally, because the impact here on the British public is very real. And we are seeing the prices of items and of petrol soaring.
Yeah, it's incredible to see how the increased fuel prices plays through the political system so powerfully, so quickly, and they're all examining their positions, I suppose. Let's have a little look here at what Donald Trump's had to say today, and then also an Iran spokesman in response.
We have tremendous numbers of ships over there. We don't need them all because of, the power. Look, I would say we're just like we're ahead of schedule on the ballroom. In a much bigger way, we're ahead of schedule with Iran. We're weeks ahead of schedule.
President Trump is unbalanced and deceitful. One moment he speaks of negotiations. Shortly afterwards, he's managing the war.
Yeah, it's always hard to keep up with what Donald Trump is saying, but I don't think we can believe anything coming out of Iran, can we, Sophie? There's just no one seems to have any idea what the prospects are here. Everyone talks about the possibility of another extended war, but it could also all be over very quickly.
Well, that's right, Chris. And President Donald Trump has said there's a 15-point plan to end this war with Iran. But there's a lot of mixed messages coming out here because we know that Donald Trump doesn't want this war to go on forever. But then Iran is saying we're not even negotiating. We've got intermediaries that we're negotiating with between the two countries. So it's very difficult to decipher exactly what is going on. But Donald Trump seems confident that he can come to a resolution. But as to when that is, Chris, it's anyone's guess.
I've just got to get your thoughts on the latest development when it comes to the fallout from the Epstein files, because Keir Starmer's talked about that obvious mistake he made in appointing Mandelson as the UK ambassador in Washington. Here's the Prime Minister.
After this all came out, I was particularly hard on myself. So, yeah, everybody else was criticising, I guess, all that. But nobody was criticising me more than myself. I'm not trying to, make that a mitigation or an excuse, but I know I made a mistake.
I can see that you feel that.
I know that after nearly 20 years fighting violence against women and girls, I made a mistake there.
Yeah, Sophie, his head was on the chopping block over this just weeks ago. Is he still on borrowed time?
Keir Starmer is absolutely on borrowed time, Chris. And look, that seemed to be a bit of a sympathetic interview there for him, but he has made a big error here. And the saga surrounding the appointment of Peter Mandelson continues, because we now know that Sir Keir Starmer, former Chief of Staff, has had his mobile phone stolen, that is believed to have very important information about the appointment of Peter Mandelson to this role as ambassador. So this saga is continuing, but we know also that the elections here in Scotland and Wales are coming up, and also council elections where Labor are expected to do very poorly. So he's definitely feeling the heat, and there's no doubt his tenure remains very much under scrutiny, Chris. As to if he can survive after the elections, we'll wait and see.
Great stuff, Sophie. Thanks very much.